Woo! Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. Got that hype music going. Feeling pumped here with an afternoon show. Big old slate. We got, I don't know, what is it? What, 17, 18 games, something like that, Chiefs?
Something it's hard not to be pumped for. 3 games with 92% ownership on one pitcher. But hey, something will have to happen. I mean, somebody still has to win.
That's right. And we are going to be those someones. Those in the YouTube chat are going to be those someones. Those hanging out with us in the Discord definitely going to be those someones. These someones are Cheese, Dave Potts. Good to see you again. Good, sir. How are you?
I am doing all right. Yes, always wonderful to see you again.
Can I get a nap report?
We just got the Houston lineup in.
When we last met, you were about to lunch and nap. How did it go?
Yeah, it went very well. Milton and I were both pretty sleepy from the early morning, and yeah, it went very well.
It's excellent. Nothing like a good nap. We got TJ as well. I don't know if he napped. I'm not sure, but he's here and he's energized. He's ready to rock. What up, TJ?
I've had one of these stretch of days where I've been kind of like wide awake doing stuff, and then I feel so ready for a nap about 20 minutes before we're getting on for a show. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's not quite enough. It's not quite
a good time. No,
but maybe we'll see how I'm feeling afterwards. My wife has a soccer game tonight that I think I'm gonna go watch. So gonna maybe have a little nap and then go watch that afterwards.
Okay, it is entirely too late for a nap now. You are not allowed to nap after 4 o'clock, and it is 4:22 your time. So I'm going to veto that rule.
That's kind of what I've been these past few nights. I've been up till about 2 every night anyways. So
okay, that may change things.
Worth it. Might just be change things. Make it happen anyways.
Okay. Hey, my guy Fernando Rodney, hit him with the bow and arrow in the YouTube chat. Says hit the likes, and you're right. You should hit the likes because at 30 likes, you get your first Spidey Bomb from TJ. Well, from Spidey. He napped. He's ready to rock as well. TJ, I feel kind of the same way where like this, even though I'm hyped right now, this is like the lowest energy part of my day. Like here, I start tanking and I pull back up a little later. But we are going to pull it together.
We have Fernando Rodney, one of the all-time great in saves to save us. He last racked up 25 saves in 2018. Now he's saving us with the likes.
Amazing.
So I think we're in good hands here.
I think so too. As long as we got our boy Rodney on the bump, we're ready to go. Let's dive into this slate. I don't think there's weather. I'm going to be honest. That's kind of a holdover.
We do need to know about the wind in Wrigley. Tell us that. That's actually the one useful weather piece here.
Yeah, it should be blowing left to right at about 10 miles per hour, maybe starting a little stronger than that. But that left to right wind is like it's not really helpful. Doesn't really hurt. I just kind of think it as neutral. Cheese, do you have any differing opinions?
I mean, on a small slate, when I really try to think about stuff, I will say theoretically that wind helps people pulling
left-handers
to left field.
Yes.
Now, because it's blowing out towards where lefties would pull it, so it would go too far.
Oh no,
that would pull a foul.
Oh, I see. Okay,
if you're pulling, like I want someone who's going to like. I mean, yeah, you want a lefty to hit it to center field, so the wind kind of pulls it, but still out. You don't want a guy to hit it right down the line.
Okay.
I mean, I'm really overthinking this.
Ooh, you are.
I'm not actually building lineups based on these thoughts.
Yeah.
But when I watch the game, like I want to know what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for a fly ball to like center, or slightly center left, center right that gets a little pull, but not enough that it goes foul.
Okay. Wow. All right.
That has nothing to. It really has no use in DFS to say that, but I was just curious anyway.
And of all, like, Cheese is the person who I don't want to say ignores weather the most, but is most like, weather's a thing.
That's what this slate is, Kevin. I mean, I'm thinking about which foul ball would have been fair if the wind was blowing a little more that way.
Yeah. Well, we are thrilled to be here. Hey, this show is sponsored by Fanduel. I don't know if you guys knew that. You probably did. Make sure you're signing up for the Fanduel Sportsbook. If you are in a legal sports betting state, take advantage of their awesome bonus offer. New customers can bet $5, get $100 in bonus bets. Terms and conditions do apply. I don't know why I did the Randy Macho Man Savage voice there, but it felt right. Oh yeah, come on, brother. Let's talk about the slate. Who wants to talk pitcher first?
I'll start you off with a Spidey Bomb since we already got 30 likes. I'll drop a second one at 50. Only 3 games, but we still got 2 Spidey Bombs ready to go. Roth, what if I told you that there'd be a pitcher who might be 75% owned tonight, but our first Spidey Bomb is going up against him?
Whoa,
even on this smaller slate, I think we can take a similar strategy to what Cheese talked about earlier. Atlanta, Spencer Strider, he's going to get a lot of strikeouts, but Arizona's probably going to hit a few bombs too, either off him or off that bullpen in that good weather. Well, Gunnar Henderson, Spidey Bomb number 1, plus 520 on FanDuel today. And I honestly think even if you're playing Glass now, you can run it back with not just one, but a few Baltimore players.
Okay, very good way to get a little different.
While we're on that, before we even jump in, because the slate is so obvious, like I'm going to harp on this multiple times, like you can play Glass now and you should play Glass now. That does not mean you should not play Baltimore bats.
Okay.
It's a 3-game slate.
Yeah. You gotta get weird. You gotta get a little weird out there in these streets. Well, that is what we're here to do. Let's talk about pitcher, because anytime I hear 75% owned pitcher, I immediately think there's no way in hell I'm playing that pitcher. But maybe there's no decent pivots. Cheese, what are we doing here at pitcher?
I mean, I feel like 75% is low on DraftKings. In like single entry stuff, he'll be like 90. I mean, maybe he only gets to 75 or 80 in like the big one. I honestly think he gets higher than that, and I think that's too low.
Yeah. Okay. You're just playing.
That's just what I think.
And let's talk FanDuel. I'm looking at his P-own over on FanDuel. According to our projection, it's 45%, a little more spread out with France and Stroman there.
Yeah. So again, I think that's low. I think he's got to be like 60%. Like he's too cheap. They made it, and I won't say too cheap. Like I think it's fine that they made him, that everyone can get him. But like I think he's more like 60% owned on FanDuel, and I think that's too low. Like I would much rather be over the field at 60.
Interesting. Okay. And is this also a case of you might as well, because there's not a ton of expensive bats since it's a smaller slate?
Yeah, you can. I mean, most Glass Now lineups, you're still leaving salary. Like you can't even. There's only like 3 builds you can even use the salary with Glass Now, even if you want to.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about DK, because you have professed and proclaimed your love for Mr. Glass Now, cute dog. But you need 2 pitchers over there, Cheese. So what else are you doing?
You do, in fact. So basically, Steven Matz, JP France, and Marcus Stroman will split up the rest of the ownership. I do think you can play everyone in MME, like Kyle Gibson, Hogan Harris. I think it's fine. But realistically, you're choosing between Matz, France, and Stroman. I can't get any real lean between them. I mean, the matchup is better for France, but he's not quite as good as Stroman. And I think Matz has a little more strikeout upside. Officially, I rank them France, Stroman, Matz. But because Matz is so much cheaper, like if you want to spend your salary, then just play Matz and spend your salary. And I'll say the same thing with Matz. Like that does not mean you shouldn't play some Cubs bats. Mm-hmm. Any SP2 you're playing, you can still play a bat or 2 or 3 against them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Matz, France, and Stroman, just split them up.
We got this question from my guy Butthole Jenkins. He says, "What are your thoughts on playing a relief pitcher tonight for salary savings? You don't really need to do that, do you?"
I can't fathom doing it personally.
Okay. All right. TJ, let's get your thoughts on pitcher, and then we got to talk stacks. Then we got to go position by position, because we actually have only 10 minutes until lock here.
Yeah, we'll be able to rip through the position by position stuff super, super quickly. Glass Now obviously is the top guy. I think my favorite way to play this slate would be large field, low dollar fade Glass Now. Just kind of accepting I'm probably going to lose. There's a very low chance I'm going to win, but I'm going to play something large field, and I'm going to be so different that if Glass Now just totally fades, whatever, fine. I'm going to win a bunch of money today, and I didn't risk a whole lot. So I'm not so like Glass Now is by far the best play. You look at it over like our projections right now, we have him projected for 12 more fantasy points than any other pitcher today on FanDuel. So he's so obviously the best play. I think I would, if my favorite way of going about things would be to maybe play something small field and fade in tournaments, or if I was playing something smaller field, higher dollar, not trying to keep that same risk tolerance, then I still really like Baltimore today in tournaments, but I would be playing Glasnow with Baltimore like we talked about earlier.
Nice. Okay. Very good. Anything else you want to add in for pitchers, TJ?
Favorite SB2 from an optimal standpoint would be JP France. And then my favorite way to try and get different if I was going full fade would be do France and Mats together. And then just try and get all the expensive bats I can.
Okay. I got a quick note here. This person on YouTube, Mr. Jenkins, I may have mispronounced your name. I thought it was like kind of a character name, but if your name is actually Betho, that's my bad, man. I'm legitimately sorry that I mispronounced it. I don't know. Maybe I did that. Anywho, Cheese, let's you know what, TJ, let's talk stacks. What do you got?
Yeah, so Houston as the top stack today. Literally any of the teams you can play. The one I'm probably least interested in is going to be Oakland, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't still be down to play JJ Bleday, Seth Brown. Those would be my favorite two, but like any of these guys really. And so to me, it kind of goes Houston at the top, Tampa, Chicago, Seattle in the same bucket, Oakland at the bottom. And then my favorite for tournaments by a fairly wide margin is going to be Baltimore. Glasnow has been he's a great strikeout pitcher, but he's also been getting hit super hard this year. And so I think they're going to be the lowest owned because everybody's playing Glasnow, and I want to load up on them, including Gunnar Henderson, the Spidey Bomb. And even like if I was playing 150 lineups today, I would have lineups that are Baltimore full stacks with Glasnow.
Okay, very good. Cheese, what are you doing stack wise? Anything and everything.
I mean, definitely all 6 teams. Like, yeah. I mean, it's a 3-game slate. Houston is the chalk, but really there's enough chalk to go around. I think the 4 teams that make the most sense, just for who's likely to score the most, would be Houston, Tampa, the Cardinals, and the Cubs. I think Tampa is the one that will go a little less owned. It's because when you look at the individual names, they seem overpriced. Like it's harder to pay, $5,100 for Josh Lowe on DK than it is to pay that for like Goldschmidt or Arenado or Kyle Tucker or something. So I'm going to call Tampa my favorite, but all 6 of them.
Okay. Let's do position by position, and we won't get both of y'all's takes for each position because that'll probably just be super redundant. So let's start with catcher, and Cheese, you can lead us off there.
You can use a catcher on FanDuel. Definitely, if you're doing even a Baltimore mini stack, you want Rutschman. Yainer Diaz is the chalk. I think Jan Gomes is the best cheap-ish play, and that is your position.
Okay. And then we go to first base, TJ.
Yeah, so this one's a little bit more spread out, a few more options here than we have at catcher. Luke Raley, probably the best mid-tier option. Paul Goldschmidt, the best spend-up option. And then if you need to save some salary, Jose Abreu is likely going to be the chalkier guy there. If you're trying to save salary and get different, my favorite's going to be Ryan O'Hearn. He's my favorite tournament first baseman.
Okay, second base, Cheese.
Obviously, on a small slate, second base is going to be good. But strangely, it's actually about as good as it is on a full slate. I think Brandon Lau is one of the better plays on this slate. I like Nolan Gorman, a very good bit. He's the lefty, by the way, who's going to hit it to center right, and it's going to get carried out by the wind. He knows the wind. He's not going to pull it too far. I like that home run.
Hopefully, we're 6 likes away from a second Spidey Bomb. Hopefully, there's another lefty who does that too, because otherwise, it's not going to be good for me.
Okay. And then we got double Cubs on FanDuel with Morel and Horner. And I like Morel on DK.
TJ, we need a few more likes here. Zachary Bell in the YouTube chat says we need that second Spidey Bomb. Well, we need those likes. You need those likes. FanDuel needs those likes. So hit that like button.
5 likes away. We are, we're very close. Third base. Bregman is, I think, the optimal play you want to go with today if you're doing something crazy like cash games on this 3-game slate. My favorite spend up is going to be Gunnar Henderson, of course, Spidey Bomb. I don't mind some Nolan Arenado or Christopher Morel. And that's basically it. I mean, Patrick Wisdom, too, I think is a strong tournament play.
Okay. Shortstop, Cheese.
Yes, I do like Gunnar Henderson, and that is in Glass Now lineups. I'm not one or the othering. So Wander Franco is that guy who, like, he seems too expensive, but there's a lot of ways you have salary. So I do like Franco a good bit. And like the cheap stuff is just kind of, I really only want it in a stack, which is why, unfortunately, I don't think Gunnar Henderson is sneaky just because the position is kind of thin.
That takes us to the outfield, TJ. We've got about 3-4 minutes until lock. Who do you like in the outfield?
Well, 2 likes away from the next Spidey Bomb. I know 2 people are going to click it right now, so I'm going to roll with that because this is an outfielder as well. Cody Bellinger, I think he's going to go overlooked even on a 3-game slate because it's a lefty-lefty matchup, but he has been absolutely smashing lefties this year. And so he's the guy that I'm going to be going with. He's got a 309 ISO to lefties in a small sample size. And in terms of bets, he's got some phenomenal odds. You can find him for plus 600 to hit a home run today over on Fanduel. So I like Bellinger as a tournament play, but like Kyle Tucker is the top play on the slate. If you're spending up, that's the guy. Seiya Suzuki, I think, would be the number 1 salary saving option. Lars Nootbaar, Luke Rayleigh, Seth Brown, Anthony Santander, all strong plays today. JJ Bleday if you need a cheap guy. Corey Julks if you need a cheap guy. But then I also really like as a spend up today going to a Rosarena in tournaments.
Okay. Cheese, any other names that you want to add there? Outfield, there's a lot of guys.
Not really. I mean, he covered it pretty well. I very much like the Bellinger call, but just like people just see lefty. Plus, he's more expensive than the other Cubs outfielders. So, like, even in Cub stacks, people aren't going to be playing him. Nice. And TJ already pointed out, like, yeah, small sample. I mean, 77 plate appearances. The guy's just smashing lefties. He's not striking out. Fully on board with that.
Okay, very good. We have less than 2 minutes until lock. Cheese, you want to give me a home run pick?
Cody Bellinger? No, that seems already taken. So I think we're going to go somewhere way off the board because that's kind of what's relevant.
Is it JJ Bleday season again?
I'm even further off the board than that. Right next to him, Jordan Diaz.
Okay, there you go. There you have it. We'll see if we've got any questions coming in here. Cloud LLC says, by the way, Cloud, are you in the weather business? If you are, let me know. I don't know what the LLC is.
They might own the weather business.
They may. They own all the clouds. Hap, Suzuki, or Siri, Cheese. Hap, Suzuki, or Siri in a DKGPP?
I like Suzuki.
Okay. That might have literally been our only question. We'll see here. Here we go. TJ, Seth Brown and or McCormick, or is that a sneaky play?
Yeah, I don't know how sneaky it'll be for 3-game slate, but they're both strong plays.
Cheese, stack in Tampa Bay and Baltimore in a GPP on DK, yay or nay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. GPP from Rukin Verde, TJ, belly or rally?
Belly.
Rukin Verde, I think that's French for green Rukin.
I think you're right, Cheese. I think you're
Verde
right.
is Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, is it? It's Spanish.
Yes.
All right. And even though it was only a 20-minute show, we still answered all the questions, did all the content.
They say green in French.
Just vert.
It's very close. Okay, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I still think that's French for Rukin. Green.
Yeah. I took like 15 years of French and I couldn't remember. So thanks.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I used to know that like for sure.
Vert in French is it's green, it's glass, and it's worm.
See, that's why I'm confused. Yeah, because of all those words. Hey, TJ, I actually do legitimately need to know this. Like, I know you. I don't know if it's your genre, but are you anywhere near as excited as I am about Oppenheimer?
I'm very excited about it. Haven't gone yet. I'm hopefully going to try and get to both Oppenheimer and Barbie this weekend. Our guy who reviewed it for the website called it for Agents of Fandom. He called it like one of the most Christopher Nolan's best movie, one of the most influential and important movies of the last 10 years. Like, apparently it's absolutely incredible.
I just can't wait. Like, I haven't been this excited for a movie in half a decade at least.
Wow. I'm a little like worried that I'm going to go have like an existential panic attack while in the movie. And so I think that's maybe like pulling back my excitement.
Yeah, like he's so good. Like, you know, you're going to feel it. Like, you're going to believe it. Like, you're going to be there. I'm fired up.
Some of the reviews I saw were like, just like I am immediately feel like I need to go build a bunker in my basement. I was interested to see though, like obviously Oppenheimer's going to have less individual screenings because it's a 3-hour movie. But in mine, like there was only one screen showing Oppenheimer in my theater, and there was like 4 different ones showing Barbie, and they were all like sold out. It was crazy.
Barbie's gonna crush it. I think Barbie's gonna crush it in the box office. And my guy Butthole says Barbie question. TJ reviews movies. It's part of his job.
But that's not like a. I mean, it's not like a cartoon.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna see it. Like.
All right.
My daughter wants to see it, and I'm going to go.
Yeah.
It's apparently Ryan Gosling is going to be an Oscar consideration for his role as Ken.
No, get out of here.
Yeah, no, get serious.
No, I refuse. I refuse to believe that.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah. All right. You guys actually had me excited for Oppenheimer. I wasn't that jazzed to see it, but now I guess I am. We're going to bounce on out of here. I'm going to go hang with the fam. So for Cheese, for TJ, for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes. Guys, we appreciate you. We love it. And we will catch you tomorrow. You have been crushed.